Okay, right, we should be live, I hope, fingers crossed. I actually know that now because there's a huge Discord, hey, you can earn things on Discord thing that pops up at the top of the screen when I'm live. So I actually know that. Thanks, Twitch, for shoving advertising in my face, I guess. That lets me know successfully. Anyways, welcome to the stream. I'm getting all the pings, so that means, indeed, just in case I needed extra confirmation, we are good to go. Welcome. I'm going to be doing some Sonic Runners today. Very different. So different that I had to prepare this chat layout, this entire layout, which, as you can see, very wide. Phone screens tend to be like that nowadays. I don't know a way to limit it to 16 by 9 on my personal device, which is what we're here on, of course. I thought this would be nice and easy. Just stick a USB-C to HDMI into it, but, well, I'm giving it charge for one, so there's like one layer of stuff that's got to go into it. So I can't just use a USB-C to HDMI. I've got to use a full-on adapter. I don't know how to describe it. It's long and thin, basically. Great mental image to start with, but it's got like 5 USBs in it, and all I'm plugging into it is an HDMI and one charger. So that's in there. And for some reason that doesn't carry audio. In fact, nothing seems to carry audio out of the USB-C port of my phone, and I don't know why, because like headphone adapters work, but when you do it over HDMI, nothing. So I'm actually having to pull a second adapter through my real headphone jack, which I have because, you know, good model and all that. So I've got 2 audio devices running at once to make all this work. As you can hear, we got RadioSEGA on in the background, so I've had to like balance that as well. So I had to make a whole new layout. This has been such a faff, but I hope I'm going to have a good time with it anyway, because as you can see, we got Sonic Runners open here. We got all the spooky stuff ready to go, and I've been getting on a little bit with the event on my own time, but still quite a lot to go. And don't get me wrong, we're not going to get anywhere near these like hundreds of thousands ones, but I'm definitely going to give it a go. And the main aim is just to have a bit of a chill time for a couple hours, because this is a game I can kind of turn my brain off with. Really, I should be keeping my brain switched on, because I tend to suck at the top levels, you know, once you get to the top speed and all that, but it's neither here nor there. So I'm going to go to my character list here, and you're going to see I try and fill out all of the Halloween and Christmas ones. This Christmas Knuckles over here, like genuinely hundreds of spins, and yet I somehow 3-star limit smashed him once I finally got him. It was like this curse, and once it lifted, I got him so many times on the roulette, but you wouldn't believe that took 100 spins and nearly maxing out the Christmas event the first year they ran it, like what, 2021? And then I got him 3 times, but like look at Sonic and Tails comparatively, I got them so many times. Reason I bring this up is I've got another cursed one. Look, there's Halloween Shadow, there's Halloween Rouge, distinct lack, considering they've been running these events 3 to 4 years now, of Halloween Omega. Also, welcome Mallory, welcome to the stream. Thinking of putting this on the deck. I can imagine it would work really well there. We did actually get all the Android stuff set up yesterday, but I've not personally messed with it yet. I got to turn off auto brightness, to be honest with you. I'm actually going to turn off the game. I should have thought of putting something there. Okay, you can't actually see my notifications, that's fine. Can I turn off auto brightness? Is that a thing I can do on this phone? Doesn't seem like it. That's fantastic. Is there in like a little extra setting I've not set somewhere? No, okay, well I've just got to deal with auto brightness being on my screen. Whatever, that's fine. Alright, we'll turn that back on then. Yeah, so I generally try and go through and get all the stuff that's roulette only. A lot of the times, as you can see here, like, there is some stuff that I've missed. Gothic Amy is giveaway only, effectively. But for the most part, I've gone through and got it. But here you go. Here's the big boy. Halloween Omega. Never got him. I've been grinding this event for 3 years straight, and every time missed it. So this time I was thinking about putting in a bit more time than last year, which was basically nothing. It was just downtime, like on public transport and stuff. I'd hop open runners and do some spins, do some gameplay, but otherwise really haven't put in the graft for a while now, and I want that Halloween Omega, so we're going to get him in the team, hopefully. Werehog would be nice given the Halloween theme, but I'd rather just pay outright at that point. As you can see, I can just pay 200 red rings outright. I've missed quite a few others as well. Marine being the big one. Marine is roulette only. They like to do roulette only for their new characters that they had to run as Revival, and They've run Marine like 3 times, and each time I've never got lucky enough to get her with the red rings I have, because they normally don't run her alongside an event, so you needed to know that she was coming to stack the red rings up in the first place. Even with like downtime and maintenance and everything, there's been just a pain in the arse getting Marine. So I do, however, have Christmas Tangle. That was one of the new characters I actually did manage to get, and Tangle and Whisper as well came out right around the time they gave a bunch of compensation red rings, so I think I actually managed to get these. I have the full Halloween team set, but I don't know how I'm feeling about Halloween Shadow, to be honest with you. I suck a little bit with speed characters. I need the extra jumps with the flight characters, so even though it's seasonal, I think I might end up swapping him out for this event just so I can get a bit more. A lot of the candy tends to be a bit higher up, especially in the later levels, so I'm thinking I might go Whisper as my sub-character, which completely ruins the entire vibe I'm going for here, but whatever. Why is the quietest song on Earth played? I have no idea. Yeah, so 28,000 is what I'm on now. We're going to be doing a lot of spinning, hopefully. I've got a lot of stuff on the roulette, so I do end up getting these eggs in the top right corner quite a bit, which is nice. But I just prefer to get Omega and then be done with this. So we're going to put a load of spins in it today. My next red ring award, as you can see, I just got one. This was from a test run before the stream that I got the times 30 there. The next one is quite a bit away. Yeah, 64,000 for 30 red rings. They're a bit more spaced out than they used to be, certainly, but once you get into this 100,000, they become... Well, you get loads of them. They've definitely changed this up from the last time they ran this event, I'm pretty sure, because I felt like you used to get spat red rings like all over the place from the roulette and everything else. But especially from this list of rewards here, you used to get loads of them. So I don't know if they've changed the odds or changed like how they're calculated in the seasonal events, but certainly I remember it being a bit better than this. Regardless, let's actually get into the game. I always pay for my character swap because I always need the extra life. Most worth it, I would say, is the shield to get that little bit extra out of my run when I get to the higher levels. But right, I'm going to stick some requests in the queue, by the way. Of course, you know, I've already put it in the title, and if you don't, RadioSEGA.net, there's 6 requests in the queue, so clearly people are getting excited. I'm going to get some on as well myself. I'm going to see... I know there was some behind-the-scenes stuff going on, so I don't know if that's been completed. No idea, so... Okay, let's get on some tunes then. So, what am I thinking? Some background noise, that'll do. What have I not heard for a while? Most of this I've heard probably quite recently, I imagine. I'm not that far down the playlist. Oh, that'll work perfect. And... anything else? Sure, whatever, we'll go with that. 3 requests every 20 minutes if you're not familiar with the rule set. And I'll plug it every now and then, but go and get them in while we chill with the game here. I've been mostly nice. That's good to hear. I think I've been doing alright. Definitely been enjoying Shadow Generations. Otherwise, it's been a quiet couple days, so enjoyed having that as a distraction, to be honest. But I'll probably get back to some once I'm finished with this. I'm trying to clean up the 100% and getting kind of close on that. But yeah, that's really been about it. Oh, you mean that? I should have asked that anyway. I thought I'd already asked that question. Oh, you've been right. I get it. It took me a little while to... I'm so out of it today. As people might have seen on Discord, I was going to do a show and cancelled that. So I was like, well, this would be a nice little backup that can be quick. It's definitely not been quick to set this up at all, but hopefully we can get an hour or two of fun out of this. So I'll give it my best go and all that. I can't remember the last time when I was streamed runners would have been. It would have been like 2019 maybe, so about 5 years. I think it would have actually been Revival back when Revival was very first soft launching. Because I got into the very original test for it back when you had to manually configure the backend yourself and everything like that. Circa March 2019, I think that was. So I got in then, and then I just didn't play it for ages. And then when it relaunched, sometime around 2021, like when it launched as a stable thing, I think, that was when I really got back into it. So, good times. The Runners Revival Discord, oh yes. What a place. I mean, I'm still in it nowadays. I think it's mostly quieting down. Anyway, welcome, King. I hope you're doing good. Sonic is running away while Shadow takes the spotlight. I mean, Sonic Generations is right there. You know, feel free for the feel free for the taking. Okay, are we into the requests now, or are we still on to the are we still on the other stuff for the most part? Oh, so yeah, it's going to be a little difficult to look at chat and run for the most part. I've got it hooked up to my monitor, so that's mainly where I'm looking. You know, you kind of got to keep your eye on the screen at all times with this game. Is that Rouge, but not have Sega see this outfit? I mean, yeah, that is Rouge. But it's Halloween. It's within the spirit. It's fine. Everyone's fine. I could have kept my running speed going there, but I'm not very good at this game. I hate to break it to you. I pretty much exclusively hop on for when they rerun like the Halloween events, and occasionally they rerun the Puyo event, which is really fun. They didn't bother doing that this year, which made me a little sad. Speaking of sad, missing one of those red rings, but why have we picked like the three most quiet songs back to back? We started off with a really energetic one, which was a little hard to do the introductions over, and now we've just gone into straight depression, it feels like, comparatively. Bit of a jank setup going on here. I'm just realizing I'm tapping my phone while looking in a complete different direction, so I hope I don't accidentally hit the character switch or the pause button or anything, but pause is less disastrous than character switch, I guess, because character switch will pretty much be an immediate death in most situations, especially at the higher level, but I figured it was better because at least I can project myself at the microphone instead of looking down at my phone screen. That was not how you do that. Definition of the no-look? I ain't even looking. That's how skilled I am at this game. I'm not looking at the phone screen. Clearly that's skill on display and not just a janky tech setup. Because I could have done this on BlueStacks or something, but I didn't feel like transferring my save data just for one stream. I don't know if there's a limit on switching your account data or anything like that, so I wasn't desperate to find that out, to be honest with you. Okay, got that one. I quite often miss them when I'm bouncing straight off of Eggman. No RC Battle Cruiser on though, because I need the stuff to get my Halloween points mainly. But normally I'd be running with the Cruiser on if I was just doing a standard run. But I so rarely hop into the game when there's nothing on, because story mode just gets very, very point grindy. Towards the later stages. Sorry, that was me thinking. Did I set up Wage Raid on the Steam Deck? I did. I've personally not played it, but I did get around to setting it up yesterday, and some stuff was played on it. It seemed to run pretty well for the most part, just not super graphically intense stuff. As long as you avoid that, I think you're mostly good. I've been kind of curious to get Roblox running on it for the sake of Sonic Speed Simulator, because Linux used to have semi-functional Roblox, and then they purposely went out of their way to block it, like every company ever, you know, Rockstar. So that was sad. Oh, okay, I'm alive. My big problem with equipping the shield is I'm not looking at the screen, so it makes it really difficult to actually use it, so I've just got to stay alive manually, as opposed to relying on getting an extra hit in these sections, which is sad, but I guess I could look down, or I could pause the game going into top speed or whatever sort of thing I do. Whatever sort of cheap tactic you can do. Don't forget to set native touch if you want multi-touch screen. Absolutely had to do that for Colourful Stage, which was the one thing I was asked to set it up for, so thanks for the tip though. I had to look that up, because it's really? It doesn't do this by default? No listener / viewer, it does not do this by default. Well, so yeah, one sad thing I had to do is I had to set the chat messages to fade out to work with that chat box, because otherwise that would just quickly get cluttered, so half the time there will just be nothing on the screen, and I assure you I've not just left a blank box. It is entirely for the chat room. Such is the benefit of having such wide phone screens nowadays. I can't just reuse the 16:9 layout unless I want heaps of black border around it. So that's awful. Anyway, I'm clearly going to have to turn this up, because I volume volume mix this for different things, thinking it would be much louder. But then I'm going to have to turn it way back down when someone else requests something in a bit. Makes sense, really. Most games on the deck probably work better with the screen emulating a mouse. Yeah, so few games use touchscreen that doesn't really surprise me. That it's not on by default. But there's some... I don't know. There's some games that probably would benefit from having it on by default, so it always surprises me a little bit whenever that happens. As in, whenever there is a touchscreen game and they don't support it in the touchscreen Steam Deck thing by default, or the configuration by default, it's a little annoying. How are we looking? 36k. We've got a long way to go for 2 more spins. 2 whole spins. Right, is it even... I've got 99 of everything. I never use any of these items for the most part, except the shield every now and then, just to make my life a bit easier. Okay, right, let's... I should probably change the screen setup round, but it's going to make the stream lag, so I don't really want to do it. Okay. Yeah, I'm too reluctant to turn this up, because I'm going to get my ears blasted out the second the next song starts. I think this must just be quiet, right? Surely? No, wait, hang on. Maybe it's my headphones that look quiet. I'm thinking about this. Oh, only developers or publishers can do Steam input profiles. Yeah, I wish there was like a way to have a community vote, and it's like, oh, that would be quickly abused, you can bet, but it'd be nice to have a community vote that's like, hey, this one shows up as a strong recommendation whenever you go into the controls menu of a Steam game or whatever. I can think of some instances where that's like really necessary, because there's some games that have awful or flat out like no... What is it? Logic Grimoire, the new Picross, not Picross game from Jupiter. That launched without controller support, so you kind of effectively needed a Steam input profile to use that on Steam Deck, etc. So that's like one instance where it just would have been really nice to have one. It's like, yeah, it's not developer approved, but it's pinned because it's the closest the community can agree on to like a good controller control scheme for this or whatever. Like, we're fixing your game for you. They'll eventually add this in, of course, but there's a couple examples I can think of. Gotta have a little trick for Halloween. Awesome, thank you so much. See, I was thinking it sounded alright at first, but yeah, no, this is the bad one, isn't it? Okay. Okay, yeah, no, I can hear it now. It's definitely the bad one. Oh well. Also might be getting a little loud. How's the volume balance on stream? Anyone who's listening / complaining, if it's fine, I'll leave it put. Sounds good. Okay, I always worry when it gets to that point of the VO. Like, when it starts getting into the yellow, I'm like, oh shit, it's gonna be a problem, but okay, good. I personally felt the wave was a little overdone. Real, we gotta get in different forms of humane torture onto the playlist every now and then. Definitely, I can see that. Oh, was I saved? Oh, okay. Well, seems like we move. Are we back? I don't know why it didn't. I don't know why it didn't restart on its own. This player is meant to do that, so I don't have to manually do this, like, middle of the run, but okay, thank you, Fuba. Standard on RS, what, the water torture music? Like, it's not that bad, is it? Whenever someone new comes in, they get christened by some of the worst songs alive, and then we play the good stuff for, like, the rest of, the next couple weeks until we go, let's break out the joke music again, I guess. See, whenever someone streams of it, this is on first, and then we get into like halfway decent requests, and we go, haha, do you remember the time we were playing the awful the awful shit? Yeah, thank God we're not doing that anymore. I think. I don't know, I could be completely talking out my arse and we just do it all day, every day, you know, there's layers to this stuff, clearly. Already done quite good on the old candy though. 6k feels quite good for this point in the run. I always really struggle with the timing of these ones, seeing whether they bounce or not. It's really strict. Depends on if you wish to torture yourself. True. Sometimes it's self-inflicted. There's only so much you can do at that point. Okay, there we go. I looked down at the screen for long enough to activate that. Oh, never mind. That was entirely pointless. Well, I guess it wasn't pointless. I got one extra hit than I would have got, but I would have preferred it to last at least a little longer than that. Okay. Hopefully the tapping's not coming through too loud on the microphone. I just realised that. Well, I realise that's not a great phrase, but, you know, said now, isn't it? I don't really know what else you'd say. The pressure on the screen is, like, just too verbose. Doesn't really get the point across. Oop. Completely screwed up my trick there. See, there you go. How's that for a trick? Whoa! Speaking of... okay, I wasn't as lucky there, but whatever, we move. Oh, it's when the rhythm gets so far out on the drum line, but it's fine on everything else. Like, surely it didn't ship like this. Like, I know it's the funny, but surely this is just bad emulation. That's the only reason it's like this. It's fine otherwise, right? Right? It's just a 50 Hz conversion thing. There's a reason they changed this, I'm guessing. It's fine in every other version. I just refuse to believe it shipped in this state. Like, I know they just stuck out home computer games whenever they felt they were remotely done so they could get a bit of cash, but this is a new level. What we got in the playlist after this? Anything else? Chocolate Chip, Sunday Supreme. Okay, well, can't win them all, I guess. Is that my final King Boo? I think that gets him to 10. Gets him to 10 times, right? Yeah, that should get him to 10 times, I believe. So that should be finally a max level King Boom Boo. Let's go. Proceed to the buddy screen. I honestly don't remember what he does during this season. Is this Ocean? I'm assuming Ocean. Do you know what? Let's find out live. After Burner Amiga Europe. Activision. Okay, still checks. Wait, is it Activision here? So I know in America it was. Was it also as well? No? I don't know. There's not really an awful lot of details on this. Let's see. No, really? This was programmed by Argonaut. Oh, okay. I don't know who published it. It doesn't really mention. Oh no, it was Activision. That still surprises me though. Sega published it themselves in America, but not on the Amiga. What did they... Did they even publish it on any... You'd think they did. Oh wait, no, they did. They did publish it on the Amiga in the US. There we go. Yes, as in that Argonaut. Indeed. What? A ghost? There you go. Yeah, I don't remember what Boom Boo does in this event, so I'm just going to keep running without him and we move. Only 2 more songs to go. In fact, we must be close to the end of this, right? This has been like 6 minutes. And once again, I always point this out when I say the song. The chorus is good. Like, I know there's a good working underneath it, but still, this must be too loud, surely. It's way too loud in my ears already, so can't even hear myself think. Yep, loving life. Every decision I made led to this moment. Some, like, 15 years back, but they all surmounted to this. Just think about that. It's so loud I can't even hear the game on my end, but once this one goes, we'll finally rebalance it, because I think the home computer stuff's just quiet. Maybe I'll make a mental note of that. Could have used in-game music. Well, that is very true. That's very true. I've heard Strange Parade a lot, and don't get me wrong, it's great, but I don't want to wear myself out on Strange Parade. Get the Eggman on karaoke? You already did it? Maybe we'll find a karaoke bar and see if they do it just for you at the weekend. How does that sound? Oh yeah, I completely forgot to ask. What do you want to do about food tomorrow? Are you eating dinner on the road, or are you expecting something here? Because we could always go and get something if you need it, or alternatively, I can ask for something to be made for you. I completely forgot to ask this, so I'm asking this on the stream. Show you how much I can stretch my vocals now? Well, you've been doing a bit of screamo. Has it expanded the old vocal range? Oh, whoops. Okay. Wait. No! Not again! I don't have to fix this flipping stream again. Surely. Oh, screw this. I'm doing what I should have done from the beginning. That's right, we're terraplaying it. I used Foobar because I was going to use it to get the metadata out, but it's clearly clearly this is a mistake. Oh, Metal Squad. Okay, Mick, you're redeemed. Volume up. This also feels really quiet. Hashtag ad. I mean, I wasn't even trying to advertise, but, you know, the software I used in its place didn't work as well as it, so make of that what you will. This isn't an advertisement as much as it is a a plea for help and a plea for them to fix Foobar's auto-refresh. You're gonna have to ban the streamer now? What? And all the RadioSEGA stuff wasn't an advert, to be clear. It's just the use of a specific player that's advertising. Okay, got that. Thanks, Twitch. Oh, I hate dealing with these at the high speeds. This isn't a high speed, but I still get baited by them all the time. Yeah, linking to another website in my title, that's not self-promotion / undisclosed advertising, but saying I like using something because it pauses less than something else that's causing the stream issues, now that's advertising. By the way, OBS, great stream program, I can recommend it. This is paid for, by the way. I think I told the story once or twice about how I either get HelloFresh emails. I think they actually stopped emailing me finally, but I do still get Stream Elements emails saying like, play the new Lord of the Rings game and you could get up to 1,000. Yeah, but I'm not getting 1,000, am I? I'm getting 20 quid and a, you know, what else? Greg's sausage roll, effectively, right? So I'm clearly not taking that deal, selling what minuscule integrity I still have left just for the saucy, you know. Also, I've not said it until now, but that render distance do be being worse than Sonic Frontiers, and that's saying something. Just get your ass out on stream, one way to never get banned. Sorry, get that ass banned, I think you mean? I think that's the phrase. You appear to have you appear to have screwed it up a little bit. See, you say that, but I feel like there's upper limits. They'd see me, and it's like, like nah, we're bending the rules, even if that was a real rule. Oh, what a song! Mod mode cleans up the chat. My work here is done. Oh man, I think the plan was to add the Sega Rally music tonight, so if you spot it on there, maybe we'll end up hearing it, but I've still not heard any of it. I was saving it for that show, but there is genuinely 3 new tracks on the album. Everyone was making it out like the entire thing was new. Even so much as like, oh my god, there's a preview version on YouTube, this is great. I didn't realise it was 3 tracks. I wouldn't have promised a show had that been it. It just would have been appended onto another show. But there you have it. The rest of it's just the arcade and Saturn soundtracks, which is like, they're good soundtracks, but playing some of those versions back to back, it's like, they're the same picture, you know? So, for me it's tough, because... Great. mixed up because it's like I want to do a show on that, but then it's going to be repetitive to listen to like 2, sometimes 3 versions of those tracks back to back. So then you want to cut them, and you want to cut all the sound effects and stuff, and then it's like, that's not Radio Sega Presents. The whole thing's meant to be playing your whole album or soundtrack. I'm only playing you like half this album, even if none of it's basically new. So it's just like, by that point, it's just at that point, I'll just do it at another date. I'm skipping the story, by the way. I'm not that interested. I've not read it before, but I know the sort of thing that happens. I just watch it on YouTube rather than... Because I'm never going to see the ending. I'm never getting, what is it, like 1,000,000 points or whatever, so I'm not even bothering. Okay, we get some more red star rings soon. That's good. Then go all the way down. Yeah, 800,000 is the end. I'm never getting 800,000 points. I mean, maybe I could. I'm not doing too badly, but I don't know. Not the life for me. Such a good song. I mean, this album has quite a lot of good songs, but this is the best one for sure. I mean, yes, I know Sonic Control, but mainly Splash Wave. But there are quite a lot of good ones on here. This was just the one that stands out the most for me by far. I mainly got the album physically for Splash Wave just to be able to be like, haha, look, I've got a FLAC of it finally. But you know, this one made me keep it. So the screen is so dark. Thankfully, the auto brightness stuff doesn't show up on the HDMI feed. Because, yeah, it's like minimum brightness on the actual screen because of the auto brightness. My hand's over the sensor, so I can't even see it when I look down. But hey, worth it just so I can tap in one location to do some runners event, I guess. Hey, it's nice and slow, so I have a chance of actually hitting Eggman here. Beautiful. It doesn't remain like this, but I can enjoy my glory for just a second. Absolutely nothing to add to this riveting gameplay whatsoever. I mean, once you do a run, it's kind of the same every other run. But once we start getting to those spins, that's when the addiction begins. Let me tell you, the good stuff. The Halloween stage here is so cool. I was reading up on it, and apparently it is the only original stage in the entire game. Every other stage is based on Lost World. So this is technically new for this game, even though it is very clearly based on Windy Hill. It technically counts as its own thing, because it's got little bits of Silent Forest in there as well, so you can argue it's not actually taking from a Lost World stage, it's inspiring from them or whatever. Oh, banger. Now this is a good album. There's more than just this track on there, but there's a lot of good stuff. I am, however, going to turn this down. Just a tiny amount. That in itself might still be a little... oh well. I'll leave it. Had to recompress on my ROMs on the deck. Found a plugin that says MU achievements in the game mode UI, but it can't handle 7Z. Sometimes it couldn't even handle my ROMs being there. Like, one day it would work and the next minute it wouldn't. It was a little annoying like that. But I did entirely beat Pokemon Crystal through there and used MU deck to like check on my achievements and stuff, and all that integration is very cool. I had a lot of good times with that. So now, of course, when I'm going through Pokemon Platinum, I have gone back to real hardware instead of doing it on emulator because it's a bit more of a pain. But I had a good time doing it like that. All the Steam Deck stuff's like so mature now in terms of like it feels so well integrated with the actual UI. It's fantastic. Right, no matter what happens, I've got enough for my next spin, and that is entirely what we're here for, that roulette crack, so that's good. Whoa, okay. So I'm guessing it must be my request next, or has Mick still got one? I don't know. Alright, I gotta learn to not jump till like the very last second. See, that was a bad example, and that one was as well, but sometimes it's so difficult to know when it's gonna bounce. The animation plays when you're so close to it. Playing Pokemon White now did that thing where it sets swap screen to a hold instead of a toggle. Interesting. What's the benefit of doing it as a hold, out of interest? Because I just normally set it as a toggle. Also, you know, you don't need me to tell you, but Black and White, especially the first one, what a game. Kind of controversial, but I like the first one way more than the second. The second's still great, but, I mean, one just hits different. See, I'd say favourite Pokemon story, but that's really stereotypical, and I honestly think it might still be Scarlet and Violet, which, you know, dare you say anything positive about those games ever? Hey, they're favourite in general, so, you know. You know, I'm already wrong. It's fine. I can be extra wrong. I'll read that in a second when I'm not, like, mere milliseconds away from death at any given moment. I'm stuck in the power area. Yeah, okay. I can set to just single screen. Hold the paddle. See the bottom screen, and then release to let go to top. I'm trying to see the benefits. Seeing as like 90% of the game's played on the top screen. Right, but are you not doing stuff on the bottom screen for long enough to warrant it? Or are you exclusively... What are you doing on the touch screen that you need on the touch screen? Like, big? Because all I'm thinking of is, like, what, clicking Pokemon? Feels less janky. That's fair enough. I'm trying to wrap my head around it personally. So I just use the bottom screen for inputting moves, but you can kind of just do that on the buttons anyway, so I'm just trying to compartmentalize it, but obviously everyone plays the games differently. See what moves I need and occasionally navigate menus. Fair enough. I'd still personally put on just a button switch for that, because I guess in my mind I'm in that menu for like a minute or whatever, so that's just more convenient to press it once rather than hold it, but fair enough. Right. Cardboard crack, except it's not cardboard. What's our next one? It's ages away, isn't it? It's 105. Tough times. Here we go, my requests. How many red rings was that? Oh, does that give me... Wait, does that give me more spins? No, it doesn't. That's so sad. It didn't add to my egg count at all, even though I'm leveling it up again. Right, 2 spins. Here we go. Not a good start. Let's establish that. Already some more special eggs. Great. Another bad start. Ugh. Right, well, back to like 3 more rounds just to get another chance at Omega. How do I turn this down? Like that. There we go. That feels a little better. Okay. I've still got 90... Oh, I didn't realise they stacked above 99. I've still got 99 shields. Right. Back on we go. Back to the daily grind, if you will. I mean, this isn't daily. This is entirely nightly, as in... right now and only now. So, nightly is also a bad term. You know, you get it. You get the point I'm trying to get at here. By the way, slightly controversial take. I actually prefer this remix to the Bloody Fate version. And, like, don't get me wrong. Oh, what a version that is. I need to watch that film again, actually. But, no, the Patchy Slot version's got to be it for me. One of my favourite versions of this theme. If not, like, my favourite. It's really good. And it just randomly popped up in the middle of my screen when I was just scrolling RadioSEGA's favorites button, which I have genuinely thousands of songs in. I use it entirely. Whenever I hear something cool, I'm like, yep, put it in there, put it on a track list for some time in the future. I use it to store like any track that just sounds remotely okay in my eyes. The thing is huge. So it takes about like 5 years to scroll down roughly, and that's not honestly that huge of an exaggeration. if you like sit and read everything, I guess it could take you a good half an hour to an hour to go like, wow, I'm finally at the bottom. Why do you have so much stuff in here? And you know what? Great question, but for me it works. Hey, introduced me to a lot of new music. Same will occasionally go through to find stuff I want to add to my own collection. See, for you, that's probably like traveling various sites. For me, that is like, well, time to go and buy this CD. So some people handle it more healthily than others. You know, if I know it's something new, I'll go through and find it on Spotify or whatever, because I kind of self-impose the rule now where it's like, if it's on Spotify, I'm not going to go out my way to buy the CD for it. I know, you know, physical forever, you know, digital streaming sounds worse or whatever, but it's like, I probably saved myself hundreds. Buy all you can, fair enough. With music. Music for some of us is the exception with these things. But, yeah, no, it's definitely, like, for me, with new stuff, I must have saved, like, hundreds, imposing that rule on myself of, oh, if it's on Spotify, just listen to it there. So that's why stuff like Sega Rally, I actually don't have my own copy of that. At least as of now, I do plan on getting it. It's a general rule with media. Yeah, I mean, I love getting a bit of media, but definitely if it's on streaming services, I just listen. I mean, so much stuff is on streaming services with other shows and everything, or like catch up, with where I'm like, yeah, whatever, don't need to bother even really thinking about it or anything like that. But I don't know, music's different. It's like I will go out my way to get some stuff. You know, a lot of the times it's like, oh, but you can just find it on a VGM site or whatever, and it's like, yeah, but I want this Celeste collection on CD because I just think it's neat. Which I haven't got currently. Same with the M2 Music Memorial. I skipped them on release, and I don't really know why, but I desperately want to get them now. Luckily, they're still in stock in most places, but Sega Rally I didn't have the money for this month, but I'm looking forward to getting it. I might get it. See, I don't know, Puyo comes out in like a couple days, Puyo Puzzle Pop, and that has some good stuff on it. So I'm half considering, whenever I next get paid, getting that in. and maybe getting Burning Rangers on pre-order and getting Sega Rally in, so it's like, don't know. Expensive little hobby I've crafted out for myself here, where most people would just go YouTube. And that is absolutely the default with VGM, and don't get me wrong, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's more insane to do what people like us do, but hey, it's part of the fun of it, I guess. Okay, getting on not too badly. I know I've jinxed it now by saying that, but some of these times I have been getting further into the top speed than I ever expect to. I'm really surprised that still counted towards my shield. Could find everything I want on VGM sites, but I want them to release the stuff properly. Yeah, 100%. Like, I mean, Sega's like one of the few companies that are really good at it. Namco is starting to get better, weirdly enough. Like, the past couple of years, they've been really hot on it. Like, this year they've got around to putting so much stuff on Spotify that wasn't there before, like new and old. You know, Tekken 8 being the big one that was kind of there immediately, and not just Japan only or stuck on a CD or something, but like they've gone back through and done the first couple Katamaris. They've done like all the 80s arcade games, including the sound effects and stuff, which is really interesting. And like a bunch of like mid-2000s stuff, like Ridge Racers, they've gone back and done. They finally, they heard my calls. They got round to doing the Ridge Racer USA mix, which was on streaming services in Japan, but it was never here. They got round to doing that like 2 weeks ago. That's great. Yeah, absolutely. Like, original release is the only way you're getting that stuff. That and the Japan Copyright Office occasionally giving you like track names and stuff for in-game names. Aside from that, and no one's ever finding out these things. Like, oh, one of the big ones I remember that was grinding my gears at the time was when Puyo Tetris 2 came out. Obviously, Sonic Team game. If you don't know the gist of it, they always put their stuff in ACBs, AWBs, so one's like the container, one's the unlocker kind of thing. That's how those files work, so there'll be one ACB and one AWB per... Normally like per zone, it doesn't have to be per song, because as I mentioned, it is a container, but quite often they will just put them in like one song per container or whatever. But because of that, they're really well understood and easy to do, that sort of thing. It's like, people got the music from that very quickly, my point being, and originally there was no soundtrack release coming, but eventually in December they were like, no, we will actually do one. But until then, people got them very quickly, and I had my hands on it, because I had... Wait, did I have the Switch? No, I had the Switch version of the game, yeah. I'm trying to remember if I did or not. No, it wouldn't have been PC, because PC didn't come till way later. But because of this, everyone was like, okay, what do we call these tracks? And the reason I bring the story up is because it was just decided, let's make the names up based on what they sound like. And people chose some of the most ridiculous names I've ever heard. Thankfully, none of them stuck, because the official CD did come eventually, but yeah, it was a, it was a turbulent time on the Sega scene for that sort of thing. Right. Let's see. I'm going to turn this down for myself again. I think it's a fine volume for you, but I definitely want a little bit of... a little bit. There we go. Okay, we got the first of the Sega Rally tracks in here. We're going to hear it in a second. Not really in all its glory, to be honest, because we'll be running alongside it, but hey, you know. Get to hear it nonetheless. Back to the runs. Tune, by the way. Great soundtrack. I don't tend to play Banana Mania with the new soundtrack. I just kind of treat it as a music album. I listen to it a lot on, like, as I mentioned, Spotify and things like that, but I don't tend to use it in-game at all. I just stick to the original soundtrack, because I think it fits the levels much better, but despite that, really, really good OST. But I just come back to it and I'm like, ooh, yeah, that's so chill on Spotify. That doesn't work in the water stage at all. Or it does, but it doesn't fit like my, you know, in my head definition of how that stage should sound or whatever. But hey, well, you know, good track, good stuff. I like it. Yeah, this one for sure. This one actually does fit the level it contains in quite well. But yeah, it's just a nice bouncy track. And maybe we'll get that Banana Rumble on other consoles news soon, please, right, guys? Sega Pass is done. How long is your Nintendo exclusivity clause? Can we work this out? Can we have that PC version by Christmas? Maybe. No, I don't think we will, but I'm hoping for it soon. I know. Yeah, it was consoles in October and PC in December for Banana Mania, so I always kind of associate that December period with, oh, maybe they'll drop it because it's been 6 months since the June release or whatever, but I don't know. I'll read that in a second, Ilari. I'm guessing it's about Banana Mania, based on the fact that I read I'll get it on Steam, and I'm guessing you're not talking about Sonic Runners. I'll get to a boss or whatever. Apparently you can improve the controls by setting a square dead zone. Yes, that is definitely the case. I think the control thing, no matter what, though, is always just going to be a love it or hate it. Like, yeah, absolutely, the GameCube version is still the sharpest controlling in the series, but I think there's just a lot of, oh, this isn't the same as it was, therefore bad. Like, I think it controls fine, honestly, for the most part, but I also get the opinion that it doesn't, but I've never had a huge problem with it. Outside of weirdly Banana Mania. Banana Mania has a couple levels that doesn't hugely work well with it. Like anything in Super Monkey Ball 1 with tight ropes just doesn't work with that control scheme at all. So that's actually the perfect use case. But I still heard it with Banana Rumble. I was like, there's no levels where I had any issue with this whatsoever. Like, this is just nitpicking for the sake of it being different at that point, which is honestly most of my criticism with people regarding Banana Rumble. It's like, it's still not the GameCube one. Yeah, it isn't. It's never going to be. It's time to move on. It's okay. It can be good on its own accords. It can have its own merits. There's a lot of people like, yeah, but you're excusing it for these basic things it doesn't have that the GameCube one did, and it's like, eh. There's an argument we're never going to win, but I personally think it's absolutely fine the way it is. Panzer Dragoon Remake 90% off. Still never played it. I was a little put off by it when it came out. I remember seeing it when it was finally revealed in the Nintendo Direct, and they were like, it's today, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll give that a go. And then I got the limited run of it back when I was still doing that kind of thing. Great. And just proceeded to not play it. And then I got it on PC and proceeded to not play it. And you're noticing a big trend here, aren't you? And that's still the case now. I wanted to even stream it at one point. I think like back when I was doing my weekly Saturday ones in like October 2020-ish, I was going to stream it, but I can't remember what I did instead. I think it was having issues, so I did Monkey Ball, which ironic given the conversation, but yeah, I think I played Monkey Ball ROM hacks instead of playing Panzer Dragoon, because it just was playing havoc with the VSync on my 144Hz monitors. Saturn fans are coming for your kneecaps. I'd rather just play it on Saturn at that point, honestly, though. Like, I don't know... I never know if it's a difficult game or not, because I've always wanted to play it on Saturn, but I'm like... I feel like I'm never going to get anywhere in this game. Like, surely this is balls to the walls difficult, given it's 5th gen, right? I feel like at least Remake will have some positive life options in that regard. The other one I've always wanted to do is Alta, because I've had that on Xbox for God knows how long now digitally. I keep meaning to get Gun Valkyrie and Otogi as well, since they came out for backwards compatible, but I just never did. But Panzer Dragoon Alta had like that weird period where it became really expensive, so I was very happy they put it on Xbox backwards compatibility, because I passed it up in 2015 for like £2 or whatever and fried myself to sleep over it for like a couple years. Then what was it? Then it went up to like £30-40, which was insane, and now it just kind of hovers around like 12. I don't know what happened to cause it to like drop so sharply, but I'm guessing it must have been that backwards compatibility thing. But I just wouldn't have assumed that at first glance, but every now and then that does happen. That backwards compatibility program does just completely drop prices off the face of the earth, which is interesting, because whenever they would drop new stuff on it, it would increase the price for the physical normally. But then I've also seen a couple cases where it then just dropped off the cliff after that initial hype period, because, oh, I can get it on sale for like £5 on the Xbox store or whatever, and I'm actually not that attached to the physical, which is mostly me. Hi, it me. I love getting these games physical, but Series S means I will absolutely take the convenience of digital if it means getting the game for less money and being able to play it on multiple platforms. Which is exactly what I did, because some games on that program are very expensive. I got recommended, what is it, like Azura's Wrath or something like that? I think that's the name of the game. That's like a £40 disc. I got it on sale for £5 from the Xbox store, so I'll absolutely play it that way instead. Beautiful Katamari is one of those ones where actually it's about the same price. I think it's about 20 to get it on disc and 20 to get it digital. So there's like a couple of instances where the disc still commands the same as the overly inflated digital price. 3 spins. I'm guessing this is Nick requesting this, given the last song, which, by the way, was a bit of a tune. I just, unsurprisingly, was talking over most of it, so couldn't really hear it. Proceed to the buddy screen. Still no. Still no. Right, off we go. Oh, you... It's alright, we get a free spin. This has better odds for the character egg, and yet this is the first time I've landed on a character egg. God damn it. Don't get me wrong, you know, you might be thinking Amy Rose good. However, I already have Amy. That's the 4th limit smash. This always happens. Oh... Oh, I feel sick. My spins aren't going to plan. Oh god, my gambling addiction. Hey, at least I'm pretty close. Big's Chaos 6 for my penance for the Chaos 4 log. How long did it take you? I need to know this. Because yeah, I mentioned getting no blue balls on either 3 of the Chaos 4. That is generational luck. That is unbelievable. When's the next one? Oh my goodness, it's far away. 160, that's so many runs. I only intended going for like max 2 hours maybe, so we'll see if I even get one more. Half an hour? Half an hour? How? I don't think I've ever taken more than like 2 minutes. What happened? That's madness. Well, so this is a great song, but I cannot picture for the life of me. I know this is a remix version, I think. I cannot picture for the life of me where this plays in Let's Go Jungle. I didn't even know it was in Let's Go Jungle until I saw it on the stream. Whenever the songs come on my shuffle on Spotify or whatever, I've always just assumed it was a sad song. Where on earth could this play? I'm really curious now. I've had like the opportunity to play that game a couple times, but I think like one of the gun I picked was broken on one of the opportunities, and the other one is like, I'll do something else. Actually, no, that one was Let's Go Safari. That I had that opportunity. Or are both of the ones I'm thinking of Let's Go Safari? I don't know. 15 minutes in the first attempt until I died, and then another 15 the following day. That's just honestly shocking to me. I didn't know such feats were possible. But I'm guessing that's what you get. That's the karma you get for such excellence on all the Chaos 4s. You know, these things happen to the best of us and the worst of us, I guess. But it's still a little surprising. Oh, this title theme is really good. I mean, I know it's just a remix of one we've heard in all the collections now, but it's still a slapper, okay? I can be allowed to enjoy this. Your Honor. Well, we're averaging like 8k a run, so what was it, like, I don't remember, like 60k? Origins is good now on PC. I messed like the smallest amount with the Ultra Fix, and I didn't really notice the differences in Sonic 1, and then I got into Sonic CD as Knuckles, and I was like, good lord, there's a lot. I still need to sit down and give that the time of day at some point, whenever I feel like next running through the classics, because when would that have been? Would have mostly been whenever Origins Plus came out, was the last time I ran through some of them, and I don't even think that was 3 and Knuckles. I think 3 and Knuckles must have been like 2 years or so now. It's been a while. So whenever I feel like next like running through them, wishlisted Colors Ultimate now. Can't imagine what recently happened that caused you to finally want to play that game. It's so janky, but playing Generations makes me so sad that Colors Ultimate's the way it is. And don't get me wrong, Re-Rainbow's finally fixing that, but Re-Rainbow's still a beta. It has a couple issues with like performance and stuff, from what I know, but I'm happy it's like finally getting a little bit of love, but I wish that didn't turn out the way it did, but guess it's a little bit of the monkey's paw, because had that not gone so poorly, I bet you the Generation stuff wouldn't have been done in-house. And don't get me wrong, we've clearly seen the Generation side does have a few issues here and there, Angel Island-sized stomach, but outside of that, it's a very competent little thing, so I'm guessing we wouldn't have had... How long did you wait for this joke? How many minutes? This must have been like an hour you waited for this joke. Yeah, had you kind of not had that whole debacle with Colors Ultimate, I don't know if I would have bothered with doing Generations in-house. I bet you they would have just outsourced it again to someone else had Colors gone just okay rather than spectacularly wrong. Or spectacularly wrong? I can't say that to save my life, and well, I lost a life over it, so speaking of which, yeah, I gotta stop running onto the power path. Who even is this request? Yeah, okay, it is you. I did assume. Alright. So that wasn't the best run in the world, but puts us one step closer, I guess. I should put some more requests in. I should have done that before I started this one. In fact, I might pause just to do that real quick. Nice little long load time for you here. That's not enough time to put one in before you ask. Let's see. What do I want to put on? Why did I reload all the way to this? Oh yeah, it looks like Hedgebond Manager's well on its way to get the Sonic and Shadow Generation stuff in it, which is nice. Seems like they've been doing the work on that today, so Probably going to be like music swaps and stuff first, which honestly still works by me because you got the in-game music modes, so I'll take some music swaps if it makes 100% in those levels, you know, go a bit faster. Right. I mean, why not? Why shouldn't I? Let's see. 7 requests. I'm not hearing this for a while. Yeah, absolutely. Cannot request the same track twice within the 12-hour period. Okay, so I did already. The request did go through successfully. I just cancelled it a bit too quickly. Come on. It's being very slow for me for some reason. I got one more. Let's keep on the Sega Rally theme, I guess. Yeah, that works. So glad that Hedge Mod Manager is so painless on Linux now. Is it actually? Because it used to be so bad. How'd you do it now, out of interest? Not that I'm... Are you gonna refresh, please? Please, TerraPlayer. Had a bit of shader starter and forces overclock when starting a new level, that's it. That's really good. Because when I was still... Oh, there we go. When I was still on Linux as a daily driver, like, there was a bottles instance for it, like you say, but it was really bad to set up, to the point where I think I did, but I never got it quite working right. So if it's just like a simple script now, that is great. What would be even more great is if they wrote it in a more universal language to start with, but that's a problem they can surely deal with and not just keep digging themselves into a worse hole, right? Oh well, at least it semi-works now. That's a good thing. See, Project Diva Megamix, back on it, because this has been like a big chunk of my Sega modding recently. The original like back end that it all uses that loads all these mods was purposely made to be compatible with Linux because they knew people would want to use it on Steam Deck because they had that hindsight to go. This came out in 2022, Steam Deck came out last year, it's doing really well, therefore people want to use it. I don't know why. Every other time someone's made a GUI for it, it's been... Well, okay, exclusively Windows compatible, whatever, you can fix that down the line, but like the framework they've used hasn't even been compatible full stops. They can't even do that one. It's like, really? You're building... All this does is add a GUI to something that's already cross-platform on purpose, and you've made it not cross-platform. Like, well done. Give yourselves a pat on the back. And I get the feeling it's actually Mac people who are going to force them to change that rather than Linux people. Because there are a lot of people who play that game on Mac for some reason. I don't know. I guess it's just the player base has a crossover with the Mac fan base or whatever. But what? I was going to say, what is this? But of course. I heard the silky smooth voice. I got it instantly. Well, not instantly, but you know what I mean. The second it kicked in. HMM is old, so it's understandable. It's not that old, though. Like, I'm pretty sure Sonic GMI ran pretty well on Linux when that was the main mod loader, right? Like, Hedge Mod Manager's like, what, 2017? Because I remember Lost World had its own loader for years that people used. It must have been with, like, Forces that they unified it all. But I guess it is old, relatively speaking, but it's not that old to where you couldn't have factored in. What? Factored in, like, Linux support in general, right? Like, it was a bit of a downtime for Linux gaming. This is pre-Proton, but after the Steam machines failed so gracefully, so... I get it a little bit, but... Great, that was awesome. I think it's just built on top of whatever the like Microsoft framework is, so I think that's realistically the reason, but still sad. I only super hardcore cared about Linux gaming until Steam Deck. That is very true, but surely like in the coding scenes and in the modding scenes, which is what that's catering towards, there must have been enough people, right? At least one or two who loudly banged the drum of, can we please have this? I'm guessing what, it was just that inconvenience where they went, no? I don't really know, it's just odd to me. Oh, okay. I thought I was going to go flying, but no, of course. Ah, no! I really thought for sure that one was landing, and that one too. Right, there we go. Top speed time, get my finger ready to get that shield out. Okay. It's also dependent on what the people familiar with modern games can program in. I think that is realistically it. I think that's what happened there. Like, the main couple people programming it were like, I know Windows works with the games, I need to get off this path. Okay, it wasn't the power path like I thought it was, so I got lucky. However, this one could be, so I should bail right now. Okay, I might actually make it. I might actually make it to the boss and do a second round for once. Oh, I thought that would end right before the boss. I think I just jinxed myself, but... No, we made it. Nexus mod manager's caught my attention. It clearly hasn't caught mine. What? So it's a mod manager for all Nexus mods games, or is it completely unrelated to the website? Because there's like some universal ones. Like there's a general universal one for Unity games that I know a lot of Archipelago ones use. I can't think what it's called. It's like something loader. A bunch of them use just because it means you don't really have to program a mod loader because it just hooks straight into the libraries or whatever. Or for your specific game, that is. Okay, that was so sketchy, but we made it work. I should bail from this path because I'm a little worried that we're on power. I get worried we're on the power path all the time, in case you couldn't tell, because at least like when you're on the speed path, you're effectively a speed character with 6 jumps. When you're on the power path, you have nothing you can do except die. So I still get really cautious. I just need those 6 jumps. I don't know what to tell you. Like that's just how I play these games. What we got on here now? Black Doom. Okay, that's for sure a choice. Inspired, yes, of course, but it is a choice. It's a good song though. I never think about how good the song this is, to be fair. No, I rate it. From Bren is the credits theme to Let's Go Jungle. It also has a cool theme on the credits. Both have a gimmick where they play a different version depending on how well you did with the whole relationship thing. Men is the male guy from Let's Go Jungle, and it's a letter from Ben. There we go. That's not in the chat, that's from Nicholas the Man, but that's actually really nice to know. I should sit down with that game when I find a cabinet again. I know nothing about the Let's Go games, and I should. I only know about Let's Go Eevee, but okay, enough. What a tune this is. I've never sat and paid attention, probably because the boss itself is so dumb, but this is great. I'm gonna sit up and listen next time this comes on in the game, clearly. Ooh, okay. Right, we're good. I didn't think I was gonna get the hype for some reason there. I'll read through that in a sec. Yeah, it's the Nexus Mods app for Windows on Linux. Currently supports Stardew, Cyberpunk, and Baldur's Gate 3. That's, like, I don't know if you could name 3 more different games. That's a very eclectic list. Oh, Windows or Linux. I thought you meant it supported Windows through the Windows subsystem thing, which would have been incredibly funny. Like, yeah, you've just got to run the Ubuntu command line, or whatever Linux distro of your choice. You've got to run that on Windows to be able to run this mod manager. Like, yeah, I wonder if this will catch on, but That's really cool. I hope that gets more support soon, because that's a great thing, by the sounds of it. I mean, the problem you run into, unless it's open source, which is Linux, it will be, but if it's not, you just run into the problem of specific games needing specific things that it doesn't cater to, but I'm sure that's easily manageable, to be honest with you, so hopefully good things come of it. It is open source. Yeah, it's Linux, of course it is. As long as it doesn't have the usual open source stagnation, because too many people are trying to contribute, you know, then code checks take forever. As long as we remain on the good stuff, then that's what counts. Why did I continue on that path? That was very silly. This is the power path for 120%, right? Right? No. I was very confident. Clearly it was misplaced. One fair. I mean, you don't need me to tell you this is a great song as well. I mean, great stage it turned into, might I add, as well. But great song, the original. Heroes, just the soundtrack in general. But once again, no one needs me to tell them that. It's a widely regarded fact of life. So, yeah. I'm laughing of the. There's so little to talk about in-game that we will go on to any subject during a runner's stream, apparently, so that's good stuff. Okay, this is entirely a themed block, got it. Imagine how overkill playing with a DualSense Edge on a 4K TV would be. I'm guessing you're going to find out the answer to that question very soon, aren't you? See, I should have set up like a controller or something so I can not even have to mess with the touchscreen and just have it mapped to an input button, but I didn't even think of something like that. That's too galaxy brain for me. The only thing I know about that loader is apparently it gets deleted, or like a part of it gets deleted when the Steam Deck updates, so I'm just hoping that somewhere along the lines, I don't know, I'm really lost for words all of a sudden. Somewhere along the line, it does actually keep all your save files and like all your Android user data, so hopefully, you know, if you were to play Runners for example, you wouldn't lose the data when whatever breaks during each update, but apparently that is a known thing with it, which is a little sad. Hopefully it doesn't affect anything too big. So yes, Sonic Forces does slap. Absolutely, absolutely correct. People do need to be told that, since people just firmly associate their soundtrack opinions on it, on the game itself, which is the wrong thing to do, but hey, we did this whole song and dance on Friday, didn't we? All the jumps. Anything but the early jumps. Okay, got the red ring. A Gucci. Oh yeah, I completely forgot. I was like, oh, I need to pull out the CD of Forces in my head at some point. I got Forces on vinyl. I forgot all about that. At some point, the Sega shop just had a couple vinyls of like a couple of the games they also had CDs for. So they had Forces and they had Skies of Arcadia as well, which I didn't grab on either, which was a really stupid thing. That's technically a lie. Nicholas Hamann got one from me on CD, I think. I think that showed up. There was a couple of things from Winterfest that always got lost in the mail every year, and I think that one actually made it. I'm trying to think if it did or not. I might be confusing it for it did have trouble or something. But no, I did technically buy it, but I never got it for myself. But I got the Forces on CD, because it was like £20 or less. I think it must have been like 15 or something. It was... I'm doing this weird estimate, because I don't remember how much it was, but it was stupidly low compared to the Japanese edition. But they seemingly printed it just for Sega Shop Europe? Because it was fully in English, so I don't quite know what happened there. But yeah, no, that was really cheap, and so was the thingy too, the vinyl version of it. So I ended up with both of them, just because I think it was at the time I got my first player, which doesn't really work all that well anymore. Still need to get a good setup going for it, but I was like, I'll get Forces, it's nice and cheap, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. I did get the Skies of Arcania Eternal soundtrack for Winterfest, thanks. I played it for my mum in the car, and she's found some tracks very funny. Great experience. By the way, why are you talking in the Discord? I only pop in and look at it every now and then, so I do try and read it when I can, but I was going to say the IRC. It technically is one, but the Twitch chat's what I'm looking at because it's on the side of my OBS preview. Ugh. And just like that, I will have to upload the recording of this VOD to YouTube instead of the Twitch version. Oh well. Right, I'm getting pretty close to those 60 red rings and those two double spins. Also, everyone bases their opinion on the one Green Hill track. I actually like the one Green Hill track, it's fine. It's just maybe the instrumentation. There's nothing wrong with the melody, and even then I think it's fine as it is. Yep, that's precisely it, Larry. Like, oh yeah, I remember, no slight to them now, because I think they've gone in a different direction years since, but remember when Forces was coming out, everyone was like, wow, all these tracks suck, and then Little Boulder would do a remix in like a day with like the generic Genesis sound font that everyone uses, and like, oh my god, you improved it or whatever, and it's like, nowadays they do a lot of different remixes, and I think they're mostly all pretty good, so can't say that now, but that was like such an easy way to farm. Hey, this is a good remix, because in one day I turned around a preview track for Sonic Forces and made it better or whatever. Even T-Lopes himself did it. I completely forgot this. This just popped back into my mind. He did a Sonic Forces title theme Mega Drive remix, didn't he? At the time, like, the cheek of that. Like, hey, this doesn't sound great, so I turned it into a Mega Drive track. Like, hey, he got rehired after it, so it worked out, but that's a little cheeky, isn't it? Yeah, Death Egg, classic Death Egg, Death Prison, my beloved. It's real FM in Forces. It is. That FM fist bump track isn't the greatest, but people are like, oh, the instrumentation sounds awful. It's like, it's on the, it's in the actual limits, unlike the Sonic 4 stuff. It is within the limitations. You normally complain that Jun uses the crappy instruments or whatever, but this is the real deal. It just sounds bad because of whatever other biases or whatever else they've done to it, or like a variety of reasons, I'm sure, because I don't think it's the best track either, but yeah, it happens. It's not just your precious Sonic, it's just not your precious Sonic 1, 2 or 3 patches. I mean, true. There's so many choices. Which one do I go with?
I'm a Barwick human.
Okay, I think I talked over most of that but the ending, so had I talked over the ending I might have got away with the content match, but it's fine. It happens. Such is the way of the Mai on the RadioSEGA.net playlist. Great song. See, Metallic Man has passed. I mean, everyone loves their Wacky Workbench past and their Starter Speedway past, but that might be the one for me. Metallic Man has passed so good, but Present as well. Really underappreciated track. In fact, all of the Metallic Madness tracks are really good, and I don't feel like people talk about them enough. Sonic CD's good, okay. I mean, hearing more about the Mega Drive can offer can help me appreciate the Forces classic tracks. Plus, they're Naofumi Hataya, Everyone's like, oh god, Sonic CD is like the greatest thing ever composed. Like, he didn't just stop composing after Sonic CD, he kept composing, and he did the Forces tracks. He did a bunch of the Forces classic tracks. They can't be that bad if the literal god of melodies himself or whatever, other weird names people are going to give him. If he did the tracks, they must be fine somewhere along the line, right? But, some things get lost in translation, Yeah. These are arguments we've had many times over, and they're not changing anytime soon. Oh, that probably was really loud. Hybrid Front! Oh, I mean, what is there to say about Hybrid Front that hasn't been said many a time on RadioSEGA already? And yet the unwashed masses know nothing of the Hybrid Front, for shame. But that's like a good example of music he did on the Mega Drive, right? It's like, Billy has the chops for it. Oh, that was really dumb of me. That was so avoidable. Unlike some of these deaths where I've, like, not had enough time. That one was entirely really avoidable. That was that one. My skills still aren't getting much better, but... oh well. If I can get a couple more spins out of it, that's what counts. Okay, I thought the game was going to crash there. It had a real big moment. I'm banned from Twitch. That's a new one. US Metallic Madness tracks are awesome too. Hey, US Sonic CD, very good soundtrack. I do this all the time. I'm a subscriber to the two cakes theory. One cake can be better than the other, but you can still have two goddamn cakes. And Sonic CD US is the definition of the second cake. Like, don't get me wrong. You know, it's a lesser flavor. Everyone has their favorite flavor, but it's still like in your top 3 flavors or whatever, right? That's me with the second cake here. Ghost Town got voted to be one of the top 10 songs in the game at some point, something that Tomoyo Otani shared, maybe number 7 or something. Ghost Town's the one people tend to talk about the most of the classic tracks, so that doesn't surprise me, but they're all good. They're all good, you heathens. Right, what do we get? Did I get any more? Okay, I'm not quite at 4 spins yet, so we'll keep going for a little bit longer. I don't know if I'll keep going much beyond the 4 spins, because can just get really repetitive playing this game, as much as I do enjoy playing it every now and then, but you know how it be. Yeah, I'm half debating whether I should just turn off the chat fade out, because I don't know, would it feel claustrophobic or not? Because half the time there's just nothing on the screen, and I feel like that's just a really weird having a wasted box. Alternatively, I could just make the name bar thing, as I call it, to the right way longer, and then just have the chat on the left-hand side of that. Maybe that's the play. I'm thinking out loud with these things. Maybe I'll test that at some point and see how that looks. How are you ready, my G? Venom reviews ain't great. I told Callum this yesterday. I think I have like 150 for the whole weekend. I'm absolutely... if I'm on 150, never in a million years am I paying 25 quid for a Venom ticket. If you can like get me on your deal while we're actually in the lobby or whatever, I'll go to Venom for like 8 quid. I'm not spending 25 quid on a seat that rumbles and him in my ear every 2 seconds going, Eddie, or whatever. Like, it's not happening. So it really depends, but I feel like that adds to the experience if it's shit, right? Like, that's half the reason he wanted to go anyway, wasn't it? Hey, welcome to the stream. Good time to join. Hope you're having a good one. Thanks for dropping by. L money times, I mean, it is a little bit. You need to get the Baby Metal tickets on your O2, though. I don't have an O2. Just PayPal it? PayPal Pay in 3. True. I'm paying off my Venom ticket for 3 months. I didn't even like the film. Worth it. Well, you know people who've PayPal Pay in 3'd less. Oh, that draw distance is beautiful. Yeah, we're committing the mobile gaming sin today. Something I've not done on stream for a very long time, but... as you can see, my screen is so wide that it requires this completely weird-looking layout, but it works, so I'm going with it. I meant the concert, but fair. Oh yeah, no, I could PayPal paying through the concert, probably. I mean, what's the VAT looking like on... not the VAT, what's the interest looking like on paying through? You have no idea how much I'm looking forward to that Burning Rangers album. It's already been established, it's like double the length of, oh. Yeah, it's already established it's like double the length of the original soundtrack, so we're not going to have a Sega Rally situation where everyone's getting hyped over 3 tracks. Like, we should get a good chunk of Burning Rangers stuff on there. Between that and Puyo having some Soundshock remixes, and there being a couple, what's it called? I can't think of them. A couple of the Thunder Force CDs and the Technosoft CDs having some Soundshock stuff this year. I can definitely get a show out of that. Oh, the interest is nothing, really? There's got to be some sort of catch. They wouldn't just let you do it. The banks wouldn't let them get away with it. They'd absolutely kneecap PayPal over the over the thought of an interest-free loan. So I'm curious as to, there must be like we come around and kidnap your family if you don't pay it within an hour of the first of the first payment or whatever, right? Like surely. CD Haven is coming. Oh lord. Get ready on this. So yeah, like there we go. It really feels like I'm like I've got the in-game audio on right now. I only have to wait 30 minutes for this request. Unfortunately, it's probably going to end mid-run because I don't know how long we're going to last on top speed here with only one character, but we'll see. Somewhat concentrating, as you can tell, but it's fine. Everything's fine. Oh, okay. Now is where we start sweating a little bit. Yeah, okay. Never mind. Nah, I never paid any... no, I haven't paid extra on stuff ever. They pay the company in full, then you pay it off. No clue how it works. I imagine the company will pay PayPal for it being used. Yeah, like, there's gotta be, like, someone's gotta benefit from that somewhere along the line, right? Because otherwise it feels very much like no one's benefiting from that, and it's a pointless exercise for all the companies, but, Alright, have we finally got our red rings now? No! Oh, we're so close. Right, another run. Just one more, just one more. Okay. Alright, back to the grind. I can't remember any of the other tracks I requested after this, so I'm in for a bit of a shock. Thank you, Mr. Ghost, for giving me something. I still don't quite know what he's actually been giving me, except for those asteroids every now and then. Actually, no, I think they're coming from... He, like, boosts your candy count or something, I think. I think the asteroids are coming from getting to the top of the jump height on the ramps. Right, here we go. What's up next? Oh yeah, of course. Great song. Can't believe they censored King Boo Boo gone mad and broke. Sorry, Woke's gone mad. I know, too true, right? They can't censor such. You know, they're words we all use. We all say that. Like, that's definitely his name, etc. God, the censors, DEI, God, they've all gone mad. Can't have King Boo Boo in my children's video game. What does the world come to? I still can't believe that actually happened. Like, that doesn't happen accidentally, does it? Like, someone clearly wrote it on purpose in the test version, and then they pushed it before they realised. Someone was having a bit of fun. I mean, between that incident and, like, you know, various great characters such as Hunk of Me, I missed the Sonic Runner story. It was good times. See, I should be reading these cutscenes, but I said it at the top of the stream, it's like... I'm not going to read the cutscenes if I'm not even going to make it to the end. I'll just read them on YouTube at that point. I'm not going to make it like 800k into this event. I mean, I'm nearing 200k, but it's such a grind from there on out. Like, I'll hop in like a couple times a day or whatever, just to get some more red rings and more chances for goddamn Halloween Omega, but that's about it. I still can't believe the luck I'm in for right now. Great. Oh, I got enough to get my spin at least. It's kind of what I was aiming for here. Tony getting mad about censoring boobs and Sonic was a fake situation, and yet, here we find ourselves. Truly spectacular, the world we live in, isn't it? We live in a parody of ourselves, I'm quite often convinced. This year always goes the extra mile improving it, but, like, truly what Twitter can do to a brains person is insane. Worst timeline, kind of inclined to agree with you. Both in terms of, you know, the world's timeline and also just, you know, the social media timeline clearly is not great when you're getting angry about stuff like that. How did that miss? Oh, if The Onion was real? No, The Onion would never post such scarily accurate, and The Onion would never post something as satirical or silly as that, right? Like, surely there's a level above even them. Surely no one would really think like that. Like, you know, The Onion's got to parody what real people think, and that's just clearly not it, right? Right? I'm trying to rationalize this, okay? Just give me this. I've really got to stabilize my phone on the table a little bit more, because you probably definitely hear it going clonk through the microphone. Oh, tune. Okay, well, we actually made it. Ah. See, the one time I don't jump is when I screw it up. Ah, I thought I tapped the jump button. Whatever. Whatever, good run. Ooh, right. 9 requests. Jesus, everyone's still going ham. I thought maybe this, you know, maybe people would calm down a little bit, but no. See, I don't want to feel under any obligation to continue streaming until people have heard their requests either, because we've got a long time till that next set of red rings. So let's see, we'll maybe do like another run or two, and I'll call that good there. But, before then, gambling! Come on. Give it to me. Yes? No! Oh boy. Okay, that's actually pretty good. I will take that. That's like the first good spin of the night. Okay. I'm a breaking point. Alright, back to the runs. See, I'm actually going to test this right now. I'm going to turn on the leave on the... That made no sense. That was like I just lost it all of a sudden. I'm going to turn off the fade on the chat and see how claustrophobic this looks. So, you know, feel free to keep talking. Yeah, I'm curious, because whenever I've seen like messages that look like long paragraphs to me, they've actually looked fine. So I'm hoping... It's like such a small box. It's like 400 pixels by 200 pixels or something. So I'm just hoping stuff shows up okay. But we're going to test it at the end of the stream here, I guess. So, yeah, let me know how this goes. I'm betting on mobile it might be a bit of a pain, but these are things we figure out now rather than later, right? So after this, I think we've got the normal Purvis block, which is, you know, Guardian Sorry. Gunstar Heroes followed by Gunstar Heroes followed by what? Winning Run, I'm guessing. I'm gonna lock it in. I'll lock it in for the 10 points, please. A little light on the candy. I'm normally at like 800, but I have to say that. I'm pretty much at 800. At that point, you're just nitpicking, aren't you? Gunstar going to be number 1 again? Oh, don't you know it? Aren't you looking forward to this year's top 40? Where it's inevitably just going to be Purvis and maybe a couple Kefki tracks at the top. Aren't you excited? Okay, that was not what I intended to do, but I got the height necessary to keep on running, so it's fine by me. See, I say I'm gonna lose it. I'm sure it'll be a fun yearly countdown, but know who will lose it? Gabby. I tried requesting this. Yeah, it's always gonna be Purvis, of course. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how that feels. Does anyone have any opinions on how that chat box looks? Because I'm already feeling like it looks a little claustrophobic. I'm going to have to see when it starts scrolling how it looks, but I don't know. I might go back to the drawing board on that, see how we do. But the problem is you're just really not working with much space in this layout at all. But I've seen people fit it into like a 16:9 box like that, so it can work. I got to decide how I feel about it. For sure. But everything else about this layout seems to work, I think, considering it's such an unconventional screen size. I think it's longer than 21:9. So it's not even like it's just like ultra wide or whatever. I think it's wider than ultra wide. Which is always awkward to get working anyway, let alone when you got a bunch of other stuff you want to get on the screen. Doesn't look too bad. Interesting. I'm definitely going to watch the stream replay and see how I feel about it, but yeah, I've had a couple ideas as for things I could do to change it, so you can just always run them and see how they look. Yeah, my Purvis block prediction was wrong. I'm stunned, to be completely honest with you. How many tracks was I right on, though? That's the big thing. Like, did I get 2 of the 3, or is it 1 out of 3? The Etrian wildcard. Okay, that's still within character. I don't get the point there, but it is still within character. It's not a half point either, but I'm clearly along the right lines. I haven't seen the 3rd yet. Yeah, of course. None of us have the all-seeing eye. I do, but I can't actually see who requested them in the queue. I can just see that they are requested, so I can't go like, oh god, you know, the king has a track in like 20 tracks. I could just see a 3 block of Yakuza and go, oh, that's probably him or whatever, you know, as an example, right? Don't have the ability to see that as a heads up. But if I saw, oh yeah, look, it's Gunstar Heroes Arrange. It's like, oh yeah, be aggressive. That's clearly Purvis's. Oh, okay. I should not have lived that. I don't even know how that worked, but hey, hitboxes can be wonky sometimes. We sometimes love them, sometimes hate them. I'm gonna make it. Wow. With 2 characters as well. I nearly got stuck on something, which sometimes can kill you. That would have been a power section, I'm pretty sure, so I kind of lucked out that it ended early. What I should probably do is I effectively get another spin in 2 red rings anyway, because I'm like 2 off a spin. I should probably just turn on the RC Battlecruiser for the last run or whatever and just go to town, basically. Because I don't know, I'll give it like 1 more maybe, and then I'll call it good for the night, I think. So I might as well just do that at that point, just to get some of the loose ones and at least get 1 more spin out of it. Like, I didn't mention this at all, by the way, but, you know, like, every Christmas or whatever, or New Year's, they'll give out, like, a load of red rings, like, 1,000 or 2,000. I still had, like, 500 going into this event, so that's what? How many spins? That's... Bearing in mind they're 15, it's a lot of spins. So, how did I still, 3 years on the road doing grinding like this, 500 red rings going into the event, how do I still not have this damn character? It's, like, actually stunning to me. Like, Christmas Knuckles was bad, but that was, like, one Christmas where I exclusively grinded to, like, 500,000 or whatever. Bearing in mind we're, like, what, 200,000 right now? Like... It was rough times, but then I got him a load of times in the roulette, and limit smashed him, and I kind of made up for it, but like this is new leagues. This is new leagues of a mobile game gacha depraved. Thank you for the drill. Have you got access to the third now? Please do let me know. I am curious. I can't believe that I've done another round of that. Guys, once again, still in the wheelhouse. It counts. I don't get any points for it, but you could have predicted it. This? No, that's not power, okay. I got scared, as per usual again. I should listen to the 24/7 more. I always say this. The best way to... I can't believe I survived that. The best way to... I just, like, find new music is I just tune in at a random hour where I know no one's going to request. And just listen. Listen and see what it picks. And so often, more than not, I'll find more music that I never knew about. You know, like, new stuff that I hadn't heard before and want to listen to more of, etc. I'll find that more often then than I will listening to people's requests. And, like, that's the little secret. As to when I, like, pull some random track out my arse on a show. It's like, how'd you ever hear of this random, and, like, Mahjong is not a good example, but, you know, how'd you ever hear of this random, like, old arcade game from the 80s that sold, like, 2 units or whatever? How have you got a track from that? Like, dude, I heard it on the 24/7. That's, like, always the best way to just find that sort of stuff and, like, find new music you want to listen to. I'll bang that drum over and over again, because, yeah, like, for sure, everyone gets annoyed at the lack of variety sometimes, and it's like, well, listen when no one else is listening, and you find a bunch of new stuff, and then you, in turn, can completely, you know, obliterate the charts and make everyone else listen to your own picks. From that sort of thing, rather than making everyone listen to your own picks, and it's like, Sonic, 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 Sonic. You know, not a dig, by the way, at anyone here, but, you know, absolutely the best way to find new stuff. Not even just listening to what other people have to listen to, but you're always going to find something completely out of left field just on the random shuffle. It's great. I do that all the time. Like, oh, I just tune in at like 10 AM UK time or whatever in the middle of the night when I can't sleep, and it's like, yep, favorited, favorited, favorited. As opposed to, yeah, I heard that song before, like a couple months ago, it's good, but, you know, heard it a couple times or whatever. Oh, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that people don't pick varied or whatever, because they absolutely do, but yeah, there's only so much limit that you can put into it versus what a computer can put into it, you know? I guess is what I'm trying to say. Even if you're trying to purposely shuffle up what music you're requesting and playing and everything like that, you know? It's always going to be a bit more random in a pool of music you've never heard all of. Doing it that way, I guess. Whoa, that was close. Drill. So people tend to have their favourites and be online at constant times. Yeah, exactly. Like, you'll always get the EST crew at like 5 in the afternoon or whatever for some reason. I don't know if it's like a lunch break or whatever, but you tend to get that. Tend to get like certain times for certain people because that's when they're able to listen in and whatever. And like, yeah, you get different flavors at different hours. And I finally died. That's a great thing, for sure, and I love that. Purvis in the evening, yes. When everyone else is logged off, Purvis is normally on there requesting some sort of Gunstar Heroes. Yeah, and that's a great thing for sure. Like, I definitely want to have that be a thing again. Like, I know a lot of people complain, you know, at the state of the top 5 right now, but we're not doing anything to make it better, are we? But I want to get back into that 2017, 2018. Like, right, I got up, you know, that time of year, I got up for school at like 7 o'clock. Bam, first request of let's tap for the day or whatever. Leave it open in another tab, refresh as soon as I get up. Right, I can request at 7 PM again. Make sure I look at my phone after dinner and go, bam, second request of the day. Sometimes you scheduled it with other people. You went, right, I requested at 12, you request at 3, because that's when they next open up. And stuff like that just made it really fun to listen into the playlist at the time. Like, you can still do stuff like that, we just don't. You know, we don't really tend to do that all that much. Right, I'm going to do another run. I kind of want to get to the next set of red rings now, because that run was so good that I got extremely close. So I'm going to give it another one and see where we land, and then maybe do another one just to get over the next one if I don't get a single one in this. If I don't get a single red ring in this run, as in one on its own, to get me over that limit, then I might just do another one and die purposefully just to get one with a RC battle cruiser. Also, you know, fan favorite, the "Let's Go" from whatever it's from. I can't remember. Is it from Batman? I can't remember. I want to say it is. That's where it comes from. People always bring that one up, and I've totally forgotten it. You know, Naofumi Hataya loves that one, so nice to see it's in this as well. I've now just completely lost any trail of thought, and I'm now sitting in silence playing Sonic Run. It's great. Fantastic stream this is clearly making, though. So I got the music for when my brain completely stops, and so I don't listen to Strange Parade like 700 times. As much as I love it, I don't think I could take 700 listens of it. That's an exaggeration, but it would have been like 7 or 8. Less visual before going to sleep. Maybe I should give the 24/7 before sleep a try. That's actually how I discovered RadioSEGA, believe it or not. I used to listen to, back when it was still running, Sega Sonic Radio. I was pretty big on it in 2014. That was like what I discovered first, was into Sonic. I wasn't really into Sega at all. And I used to listen to it before bed, and then I was like, I'll try RadioSEGA, and I was like, oh, this is really, like, for the most part, a lot of the music that would shuffle was really... In my mind, I was like 12, bear in mind, was slow and boring. And then one night, it hit me. SSR's like a bit too lively to be going to bed to. Oh, well, RadioSEGA's got the slow stuff. I guess I'll listen to that before bed. And then that's it. It clicked then. And then I made an account, and then it was spiraled from there. I know, a hell of an origin story for the administrator or whatever, right? But yeah, that one pops out every now and then, but I found RadioSEGA very boring when I first started listening to it. Because every time I tuned in, it would just be like some really slow orchestral tune on the 24/7. I just wasn't feeling it or whatever. But, you know, that's why you always give things a second try and all that, or third and fourth tries sometimes. And, absolutely best decision I ever made. I mean, it doesn't need saying as well, but tune. Definitely one of the ones I listen to less on shuffle from Jet Set Radio Future. I feel like it's one that I would occasionally hit skip on every now and then, but I'm making the wrong decision here because it's great. So it used to be like that with Fly Like a Butterfly. Now that might be my favourite Jet Set Radio Future track, honestly, of Hideki stuff anyway. That was so much effort for my brain to register that I needed to press the shield there, and then I did it and I still got hit anyway, so it was entirely not worth it. Oh, okay. I didn't land when I should have, so that's kind of on me. Right. See where that left us. It definitely wasn't enough. To the surprise of no one, it definitely wasn't enough for what I wanted. Which is what more spins, but hey, it should be. Should be plenty good enough for other bits. That cuts off really early, doesn't it? That chat box. Figure that out at a later date. Right, I want 220, so I got to do one more run. So I think that's my chance to turn on the RC Battle Cruiser. I'm gonna redeem my gifts first of all, though. I'm still getting these duplicate Boom Boos, and unfortunately they're not giving me any extra eggs on the spinner. Right, let's set aside a second team here for this sort of thing. Rarity. It's level 8, so it must be this one. Yeah. Which one do I want it more than? Combo. Oh, definitely more than Halloween Chow. Okay. Level 8 uses Buddy 1. I shouldn't do character like this because it's really slow. So definitely put in Halloween Shadow, since we've... Actually, no, should I... Yeah, let's put in Halloween Shadow, why not? And secondary, let's just keep Halloween Rouge. I might actually hit a little, hit a level up on Halloween Rouge. Hit that button a load of times. Because I'm surprised I've never done this before now, considering I use these every year for this. I actually don't know what this specific version's from. 25th anniversary CD, really? Huh. This is good. I'm favoriting this immediately. And this is why you listen to other people's requests. Right, I'm still going with this for a little while, so strap yourselves in. How many red rings are... Oh, sorry, normal rings. I am getting a little low, so I should stop soon. I was going to say aim for level 50, but I don't think I'm making it there. So we're going to aim for 45. That was what I always intended, yes. And leave it there. So, got my Battle Cruiser on. Maybe taking this one a little less seriously, because I only need 5k. So we'll leave Shadow on. Leave Rouge in second place as my might actually have a better chance character. 432 buddies acquired. Woo. Wouldn't think it's as many as that, considering I use about a grand total of, well, outside of events about 4. Inside of events maybe like 10. Good. I like this. I somehow never heard it before. Only the 20th anniversary version. I wonder if the 20th anniversary version of the vocal arrange, whatever it is still in the top 40. Like that was I was kicking around there for so long, and I feel like, well, it must... Number one must be, like, Gunstar Hero, surely, at this point, right? Be aggressive. And at number two, it's Winning Run. Like, this was on there for so long, and I feel like I'm not... You know, the original was, and I feel like I've not heard it requested for God knows how many years now. Like, 2017, maybe, last time. I gotta stop going up here when I'm Shadow. This is why I die so much as the speed characters. I should just stick to the bomb. Once again, not heeding my own advice. Oh, what's this? This is good. I saw it a little bit before, but I've completely... Begins with a C or something, right? I saw it in the browser a second ago. Ranger X, never mind. I thought it's like Chaos Theory or something, or Theurgy, or whatever it's called. This is going straight in the favourites when I got a spare hand. I technically do have a spare hand, but, you know, I don't have the whole left-right hand side independent parts of my brain thing going on, you know, but the brain is focusing on one task. It's not multitasking like that effectively, you know. Oh god, right, I'm not a flight character. Stop going on the path. I was like, where's my next jump? Oh yeah, that's where my next jump went. Right, I don't have it. My next jump went when on the previous menu I selected Shadow the Hedgehog rather than someone like Tangle or Whisper. No, Whisper. Tangle would have the same problem. Dude is operating on 1 GB of RAM? That much? Okay, well, turning on the Battlecruiser was entirely pointless, but whatever. Still need to get a bit further in this run, so goodbye, Shadow. I mean, see, we say I'm running on one gig of RAM here, but let's be fair. Who could, while playing the game, actually concentrating on what they're doing, open a screen, use their other eyeball to to request / look at a song? I don't think you could. I don't think that's a me problem. That's like a new level of multitasking. Right, we're getting close to what I need now. Let's just whack the shield just in case. Okay, actually managed to multitask that this time. Whatever. Also, whatever. I got enough. Right, 5 spins to end things off here. Then let's do it. Oh yeah, I want it to be done by like 10, and this. Oh, I don't have to be done by 10. That was just roughly what I was aiming for. Like how much runners feels right for a stream. Don't get me wrong, I could keep going, but that feels about good for now. Maybe I come back and do this at a later date. I never will, but I could say things like that. For the Christmas event, except I have all the stuff I want from the Christmas event, minus the... I guess Christmas Riala I'm still missing. I kind of want Christmas Riala. Barely over 220. That works by me. I actually got another red ring. Oh, I did. I got 2 red rings in that run, didn't I? That explains why. Okay. Right, change back to the original team then, and go to the roulette. That's all there is to this. I should have requested earlier. Sorry about that, IA. Yeah, I could have stayed on for as long as the requests are, but the thing is, that's just a thing that's always gonna happen, isn't it? I say, right, I'm staying on for the next lot of requests, then everyone goes, right, chuck in some more if I say I'm staying to the end of them or whatever. But hey, I'll probably keep the stream open, so I'll listen to them that way. That counts for anything whatsoever. Alright, 5 spins, 5 spins. Okay. God damn it. 5 spins, 5 spins, 5 spins. You can't make this up. You can't make it up. When will the suffering end? Okay. Please be RC Battlecruiser. No, it's RC. Doesn't matter though. That's one of the irrelevant RCs. Please be something that gives me an extra egg instead then. God, How can I get that twice in a row, but I can't get a single character on this spinner? I'm not... Oh, you're kidding. That was my last red rig. Alright, well, complete waste of time, as per usual, with this event. Thanks for watching. No seriousness, thank you very much for joining us. I'm gonna pop... I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's Wednesday, isn't it? I can't pop you over to Gavi. He's not streaming tonight. Is anyone else live who I can send you to? Probably not. I'm gonna double check anyway, in case, but don't think any of the usuals are on. No, okay, so that's someone just on the front page. So, anyway, thank you for watching, everyone. Maybe we'll do some more Sonic Runner somewhere down the line. As I said, maybe I could do the Christmas stream, or the Christmas stuff as well, or the Puyo event, whenever more events run in this game, because custom events have been coming for God knows how many years now, and when that's happened, I'm definitely fully grinding those out for real. But I've done this Halloween event 3 years in a row now. I know how it goes, but I still enjoy doing it and trying to get a damn Omega every time. Yeah, have a great rest of your week. I say that, and that's actually true for once, because next thing you'll hear from me will be Friday at 7 PM. Unless I stream tomorrow, we could end up streaming what we're playing tomorrow. I don't know. We'll have to see with that one. If not, you'll next hear from me at Friday at 7 PM, both on kngi.org and RadioSEGA.net for the Mario Party, Super Mario Party Jamboree show. Very good game. I'm looking forward to talking about it on the show quite a lot, as well as Dragon King through it, because he's not got to play it yet. So you'll get the first impressions live, or rather, as they happened. So yeah, lots to look forward to on that one. But aside from that, that's it. See you all soon. Thanks for dropping by, and yeah, peace. Have a good one.